The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is December 12th, 2025. I'm Kylie Brooks. And wow, do we have some exciting developments to talk about today? From AI showdowns to market movements, the tech world has been absolutely buzzing. Let's dive in. Google and OpenAI went head-to-head yesterday with competing AI research tools. And the timing? Absolutely not a coincidence. Anthropic just made a major move by donating its model context protocol to the Linux Foundation. Strategic play or genuine open source commitment? We'll explore both angles. Deloitte's latest report reveals the AI paradox in cybersecurity. The same technology creating threats is also our best defense against them. Taiwan's tech stocks are defying AI bubble fears, with investors betting big on the island's irreplaceable role in the chip supply chain. And in crypto news, Binance deepens ties with Trump's stablecoin project following the founder's presidential pardon. The political connections are impossible to ignore. Let's start with what I'm calling the AI arms race of December 11th. Google launched Gemini Deep Research, powered by their new Gemini 3 Pro model, on the exact same day OpenAI dropped GPT 5.2. And if you think that's a coincidence, I have a bridge to sell you. This is Google playing defense, and they're doing it aggressively. What makes deep research interesting isn't just that it generates reports. We've had that for a while now. It's that developers can actually integrate Google's AI research capabilities directly into their applications through this new Interactions API. We're talking about AI agents that can autonomously conduct searches, synthesize massive amounts of information, handle long context prompts, and tackle complex tasks like due diligence or drug toxicity analysis. Google's positioning this as their most factual model yet, specifically designed to reduce those annoying hallucinations during prolonged decision-making tasks. And they're backing up their claims with a new open-source benchmark called Deep Search QA, plus testing on some pretty rigorous evaluation sets. Gemini Deep Research led on 2 of them, though OpenAI's ChatGPT 5 Pro edged them out on browser-based tasks. The timing here tells us everything about where this competition is heading. Now, today's announcement from Anthropic is fascinating from a strategic perspective. They're donating their Model Context Protocol, that's MCP, to the Linux Foundation through something called the Agentic AI Foundation. And the founding members? It's basically a who's who of tech. Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Bloomberg, Block, and Cloudflare. So what is MCP? Think of it as a universal adapter for AI systems. It standardizes how large language models connect with external software and data, which means developers don't have to build custom integrations for every single use case. The protocol was actually developed internally at Anthropic over a year ago, evolved from an earlier project called Claude Connect, and went open source in November of last year. The adoption has been remarkable. It trended on Hacker News, competitors like Cursor and SourceGraph integrated it, and even OpenAI is using it for their MCP apps to create richer interfaces. By donating it to the Linux Foundation, Anthropic transfers control of trademarks and licenses to neutral governance, which builds trust and avoids those nasty license change scenarios we've seen with companies like HashiCorp or Redis. But let's be real here, this is also brilliant corporate strategy. Anthropic gains influence as a founding member, positions MCP as the de facto standard, and benefits their Claude ecosystem without maintaining exclusive ownership. The questions that remain are about security. Prompt injection and data exfiltration are real concerns, and whether this genuinely serves smaller developers or just consolidates power among the tech giants. Deloitte just published what might be the most important cybersecurity report of the year, and it centers on this fundamental paradox. AI is simultaneously creating new security threats and providing our best defenses against them. Organizations deploying AI at scale are facing threats like shadow AI, where employees use unauthorized AI tools that leak sensitive data. AI-accelerated attacks that happen at machine speed, and vulnerabilities intrinsic to AI systems themselves. The report emphasizes that traditional cybersecurity approaches simply can't keep up with autonomous systems operating at this pace. We're seeing a necessary shift from reactive to proactive governance that balances innovation with security. The report breaks AI security into 4 domains: data protection during training and inference, model security with regulatory transparency requirements, application safeguards for user interfaces, and infrastructure hardening. What I find particularly compelling is the interview with Sanmi Koyejo, who points out that AI's flexibility and data compute integration make protection uniquely challenging. But here's the optimistic part. AI is also multiplying our defensive capabilities through human-AI red teaming, adversarial training, real-time monitoring, dynamic privilege management, and enhanced risk scoring. The future threats they're tracking include AI physical system convergence, autonomous cyber warfare, space infrastructure vulnerabilities, and quantum computing shifts. Bottom line, security needs to be embedded in AI architecture from day one, not bolted on as an afterthought. Here's a market story that's defying conventional wisdom. While everyone's talking about AI bubble fears, Taiwan's tech stocks are continuing their impressive rally, and investors are betting the benchmark index will surpass 30,000 points next year. This is particularly notable because foreign investors have been selling. They've dumped a net $17 billion worth of Taiwanese shares this year alone. But domestic investors? They're buying with confidence. The reason is simple. Taiwan is the world's semiconductor hub, and it benefits regardless of whether NVIDIA's GPUs or Google's TPUs win the AI hardware race, because Taiwan supplies both. TSMC, the world's largest contract chip maker, is basically the linchpin of global AI infrastructure. The market's price-to-earnings ratio sits at a steady 21, which is actually below the Nasdaq and Nikkei, and it's supported by solid earnings growth. What I love about this story is the counter-argument to bubble fears. As one investment chairman put it, US tech giants are seeing gross margins up to 70%, which is fundamentally different from the dot-com era when companies were burning cash with no revenue model. Goldman Sachs is forecasting hyperscaler investments reaching $552 billion in 2026 and $644 billion in 2027. Despite geopolitical tensions with Beijing, Taiwan's order books remain strong, and the structural demand for AI and semiconductors appears intact. The stocks are up 22% this year, matching the Nasdaq's performance. And finally, let's talk about the intersection of crypto, politics, and global finance. World Liberty Financial's USD1 stablecoin, which is backed by President Donald Trump, has just been integrated into Binance's core infrastructure. The timing here is notable. This announcement comes after Trump pardoned Binance founder Changpeng Zhao back in October. Zhao, if you recall, had pleaded guilty to violating money laundering laws and served a 4-month sentence. Now USD1, which debuted on Ethereum and Binance's BNB chain back in September, is tradable on the world's largest crypto exchange against BNB, Ethereum, and Solana. Binance users can exchange Circle's USDC or Tether's USDT into USD1 without fees, which is a significant advantage. The stablecoin launched with a $2.6 billion market cap and is now sitting at $2.75 billion. But here's where it gets politically complicated. Earlier this year, USD1 was involved in a $2 billion investment in Binance from Abu Dhabi-based MGX, which drew corruption allegations from US lawmakers, including Senator Elizabeth Warren. The governance token WLFI is down 30% since September, currently trading around 14 cents. This story perfectly encapsulates the blurred lines between crypto innovation, political influence, and regulatory scrutiny that we're seeing in this administration. So there you have it, AI competition heating up between the giants. Major moves toward open standards that might reshape how we build AI systems, critical security challenges we need to address now, markets that are betting big on AI infrastructure despite bubble warnings, and political connections in crypto that raise important questions about influence and governance. The tech world never slows down, and we'll be here to help you make sense of it all. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.